Top of the morning, folks. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning. Roll with me as I make some cornmeal porridge. First, we have to clean up the sink. That's the first thing you must do. So, you want to make sure you clean up your sink first before you make your cornmeal porridge. You see? For everybody doing out there this morning, I hope everyone is doing just fine. Of most people to buy something, people, we need to swear to you, because brother, if you can get a loan to buy a car, you can get a loan to buy a house. I'm telling you, buy the house first. You hear me? And when you buy that house, then you can buy that car. Because just think about it. If the car market willing, especially people who have good credit, if you already have good credit, don't let these people fool you and tell you about you can't buy a house. The only reason why you shouldn't be able to buy a house is if you can't pay the down payment, the payment a month time. And let me tell you something. There are some people out there pay damn well close to $2,000 a month on some vehicle. All depends on the type of vehicle where them get, right? And if you can pay almost $2,000 on a vehicle, your vehicle a month time, you can afford a house. You hear me? You go buy one liquor $5,000 used car, and trust and believe me, you come to a boom, and that 2,000 you don't go pay with that Mercedes a month time. I would say all depends on the vehicle, because it depends on the vehicle you drive, you want, you get, and it depends on the type of vehicle you drive, right? It depends on that. So say most people they want to drive Mercedes Benz, GLE, or the one that me love, the I think it is a GLE, the wagon one there, that one there. That type, right? Let me tell you something. If you have at least a good 750 score, 750, and you don't put on, because some people are put on all $10,000 on a car, right? To reduce the payment a month time and all of these things. Yo, y'all don't have to do that, bro. Because think about it. If me can put on $10,000 on a car to get one car, 10,000 cash, If I can put up $10,000 cash on a car, then if I can put on that 10,000 to buy that car, right? Now I tell you straight up and down, say you can more than get a house. I don't care when nobody want to tell me, say. Because if me have $10,000 to put up on a car, and me don't own a house, that I tell me, say, me I go backwards. Number one, we can continue using public transportation. Can take the bus, can take the train, um, we can take a Uber here and there whenever me need to. So if me have 10 grand, and say me go put on that 10 grand for a car, but me don't own a house, right there say I go backwards. Me I tell you that. And it don't even make a difference which state you're in. Because with Uber, it's so convenient. And yes, somebody might say, oh, but the Uber money where you pay, you can use that. Bro, you have to know if you curve your spending. Right? You curve your spending, then you take public transportation whenever you can. Right? You get up out of your bed. Greatness no come without sacrifice. You know, when you listen to all of these people who have made it in life, greatness don't come without sacrifice. When you listen to all of them, that's the biggest takeaway. Everything come with come with come with these things. You know, and sometimes there are some people they not understand how to use credit. You know, America, that's what I tell a man, I say America, you can't talk bad about America in a way, you know, because America is a country where give you money up front to use as long as you have credit. Right? No. Think about it. If you can really and truly say buy $150,000 car, you can own a house. Because no matter how good your credit is, you still are going to put on some money. At least that's what they're going to encourage you. Yes, you probably can walk in and have to put on the money because your credit is so good. But in a sense where which you have to put on some money, you're going to look for probably put on, as I say, forget your payment down to a good level. Because if you say you're going to step out and you're going to buy one Mercedes Benz, and the Mercedes Benz will cost you $80,000. $80,000, think about that. $80,000. No. For that to cost you 80 grand. Brother, you have to put on at least a good 10 grand up front. And if me, I go put on 10 grand up front, me personally would rather know say, you see that 10 grand there where me I go put on? Now I use it pan a house, right? So instead of me talk about a house whether here in America or Jamaica. Because people, sometimes people make it seem like house at Jamaica is so expensive. Yeah, it might expensive to a little level, right? But think about the benefit after getting that house. You can rent it, you can turn it in an Airbnb. Same thing in America. If you buy a big enough house, you have enough room in that house. You can turn it in an Airbnb. You can flip it in an Airbnb, right? Especially in a New York. And if you flip it in an Airbnb, that's extra income, right? That's extra income. If she does address that in her presentation. We're in which I someone you park so close up, listen. You will have additional revenue coming from the CTF fuel. I don't think that most of the minister can do where the increase of fuel is concerned. Not much we do. I think it's something that you have to let alone. As far as the cost of energy is concerned, those GPS and all of that, there is no thing about it. So the salt, you don't put too much salt. You don't want to put too much salt, people. Alright? So me don't know. Me got but she can find some other incentives to supplement or to, probably we can look, at greater. Yeah, probably. Greater, man. Nutmeg. So you have greater nutmeg in it.
Almost the publication upfront of the revenue measures, although in business community, there are people happy that at least they know weeks ahead of their imposition that this thing will come in the case of tourism. In 1 year to prepare.
I mean, greater the whole nutmeg in it, tell you the truth. Eat the flavor. The reason why I grate it, some people might grate it when they want mix it. Me, I make it cook in it. So it cook in the water. So instead of wait till the end for, but grate it tonight now. I like when it cook out tonight. You know what I mean? Just be careful when you grate it and grate off your finger head when you go too far. So at this point, before I reach with this, I'm not gonna further because I don't want to grate off my finger head. So that's how I do that. So people, we do a little bit of salt, grate my nutmeg, or some people don't call it. I don't even know if it's how them don't say, but a nutmeg, right? So when I go sweeten it now, that's when I go use. That's when I go use certain thing. So cover this, make it boil up. So I like when my water boil up, and then when my water boil up, then you gotta drop in me.
So that would have to be like, and then we're gonna have a team in house at 5:30 to do the finances. So we're gonna have to make sure the ladies are so later we're gonna have Dr. Wesley, we're gonna have the lady featuring manufacturers and exporters association. We're gonna have Edward Noah from Jamaican National Tax Expert, and we're gonna have young analyst Newton Harris as well. So we're having a generation.
So that's what I have this morning.
And he'll be giving perspectives, and of course we'll be having other
people eating the fruits of my time
as we go through the process. So Julian Robbins will follow Fable Williams. Then the Prime Minister will hear from the opposition leader, and the Prime Minister. And then of course,
fruits is important for your body.
To wrap things up. Sure, that's the budget debate live here on Nationwide FM, and we have analysis of the presentations for you. Substantive analysis going through what was said, so that the things you don't understand, you can get a handle on the issues. By ABC Electrical Sales. For better choice in the electrical business. You're listening to Nationwide FM. The time is 8 o'clock. From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to
eat a tangerine.
inside and outside, it's a Jamaican this morning.
Taking you across Jamaica this Tuesday morning, March 10, 2026 in St. James. Mayor of Montego Bay, Richard Vernon, says that the municipal corporation is ramping up removal of illegal signs from across the town.
We have issued warnings before, and not about to reproduce that warning. One thing I don't know about it, but that once you advertise it, you need to pay. Once you're using that space, you need to pay, especially when you're operating in the city space. And their rules and their regulations, and they're very much aware of it. So we are just going to continue their actions we have started. We're going to intensify that. You will see some results. We did some of the enforcement activities that 2 years ago. We were covering signs.
So you make that aroma go and bubble up.
And we got our plans when we did that.
So
But as soon as we relax that level of enforcement, then we had persons falling back into the delinquent category.
my God, now is
Says that the corporation could take a name tag and a shape down.
just the normally I'm not use a real news measurement, but I show you that a 1 spoon, 2 spoon, and I do about 3 spoon of cornmeal, right? So and then use cold water to mix it so you don't get, as you know, so you don't get clumpy. So you use cold water. Because when you use hot water, you get clumpy. So when you mix it, you have to use cold water.
Richard Vernon, Mayor of Montego Bay, he says
So
the
you don't
signs
want
with outstanding
your
payments
cornmeal to get all clumpy upon thing as it.
We need this revenue for the build out of our city to continue our operational services, commercial services, and giving social services and other types of services to the community and the city space as a whole. The demand of us is too high for delivery, and we cannot function strong streams of revenue and consumption at that optimal level.
See? They come out nice and in a clumpy. So that's how we do it.
And these are the drivers or operation so that we can deliver.
So, see the pot a boil up. So now, let's throw this in it.
During last week's meeting of Parliament's Standing Finance Committee.
Well, now with cornmeal now, you have to make sure say you keep on stirring it so it don't get clumpy up.
For thousands of residents in Manchester and sections of neighboring St. Elizabeth. It includes the
People,
construction of
you don't want to know one good business you got Jamaica and go in a? I not even gonna tell them because me want it to. But let me tell you something. There is so much business. Somehow now up you have so much money. I go a club and I do so much stupidness with it. And if you go back to Jamaica and go invest some money here, I'm gonna make no money grow. And stop the stupidness with no money in America. I can't earn a cent. And if you get as much as you can get from this government, and go back on the country, and we'll get that money. You see me now? When I really wait till the end, you see them things when I put all of them in at one time. So this, I'm a vanilla, and I put a spoonful based on the amount of porridge I make. You understand? And the reason why I like to put them things early, I like when time them actually cook out in the thing, you see me? You see when they cook out, it's a better thing. Because when time they don't cook out, you know what happens? I think you then now start get in a taste. You understand? But I like when the things them cook out in the food. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when time it's just like when you season up your meat and you season up your meat in advance. So it's like your food fully cooked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You see, it'll get a little bit thicker now. So the thicker it'll get, the better it is. I'm gonna bring the camera a little closer. You can probably see a little bit better. So the thicker you get, the better, the more you have to start actually mix it. Because right now you can see it get a little bit thick. And that's what you want. You want it to get thick. And this is making your cornmeal porridge. If you have cinnamon powder, you can put some cinnamon powder in there. Or if you have the cinnamon stick, put the cinnamon, I can't say the word. Just I say it, I get cinnamon stick. Or if you have pimento leaf or pimento stick, you can put some pimento leaf or pimento stick in it also. Them things there give porridge flavor. So cinnamon leaf, cinnamon stick, or the cinnamon powder, your nutting egg, your pimento leaf, your pimento stick. I wouldn't drop the pimento seed in there because sometimes because a porridge sometimes you know, like you try it and you might swallow the seed. But if you can bear that, then nothing wrong with that either.
Launching its debt reset and new payment portal. The Students Loan Bureau
So you see,
has officially launched
it'll get a little bit more, it'll bind better. Yeah.
Customers. Debt reset is a special program that allows you to reduce the balance on your targeted
So as it start form a little bit better, you know, if you store it as much by then, because even then you can turn on your stove, so your stove can, boil it up too fast and boil over, especially if all depends on how much in they actually, crazy up your stove and all of that.
I'm good, how are you? Thank you so much for joining us here on Nationwide this morning. So talk to us about the debt
That's how you
program and how it works.
actually deal with it. So you see it a boil now. If you notice, you see it a boil. So when it boil and then it rise. So you have to watch it carefully. You can't cover it. Because if you cover it, then it will boil over your stove. That you don't want. So you make it go and boil and do its thing. While it do its thing, you understand?
And approximately 828 million was actually applied to those accounts.
So that's automatic.
Customer would need to apply online in terms of and once they register on the portal, they move to the program to register for that as well.
So now make you go and boil and thing.
They will appear on that correctly, and those customers whose accounts are in arrears will appear on that list. And so once they apply and submit, then we automatically apply the 100,000 credit for the correct customers. The person whose accounts are in arrears.
You see? Because me never put crazy water in it. So it can't able to bubble something. You use a small pot and the pot too small. And when you do that now, it start bubble over. So it's like you don't want that. So these are the things where you look for. So that's like one of the big things also. Okay. So you make it go and bubble. The bubble nice and thing. I'm glad. So you now look for bubble over. So yeah. See all of that white kind of top form is like you can skim that off if you want to. But that wouldn't be like some of the dead, to me, the dead things and where you don't really need. Like the frat, so you can just skim it off. So you skim off that little white thing on the top.
Update their information and so that we can communicate with them because they use their most recent information. So they would need to register first.
Okay, and how many persons have registered or signed up so far and benefited from the debt reset?
Alright, so far for the
boom.
Approximately 7,000.
So me get off all of that. That's a good thing.
And so far, we have applied the 100,000 approximately 1,000.
So
if you could repeat that part, sure.
So it'll go on, do what it'll do, go and bubble up. Yes, a cornmeal porridge. Cornmeal porridge is that thing where you want to make sure you cook it properly. Because if you don't, the cornmeal can then turn around and hurt your stomach. So you want to make sure it cook properly so it don't hurt your stomach.
I'm seeing here, you guys made some posts recently.
So while to go and bubble and thing, and what I'm gonna do at the same time, because as I say, you can do all of this at the same time. Some people they may wait. There's no reason really to wait per se, but you have some people they may wait. As I say, I no reason to wait. So me just woo, that's another thing people you have to be careful because porridge burn very hot. So you don't want to splash up on you. God, trust and believe me. When that splash up on you, in a normal. So alright, so we can just boil up some water and boil up the water now. Then never use the water and wash out, the little bit of milk well left in the can. You see? We just mix everything in at one time so you can have a good bubbling. You can bubble as you go along, really nice. And everything gets to cook out of it nicely. And cook in the grains. You understand? Yeah. And we just go and bubble. You see me? And mesh together real good. And cornmeal porridge you want to cook it for at least a good half an hour to maybe 40 minutes, what I say. Because as I say, you want to make sure say it binds. When I say you want to make sure say it's bind. So that's one of the big issue. So let it go and bubble up and do its thing. And yeah, it'll do its thing. So that'll go on. But you see that bubble where you see that bubble there, so people don't make the mistake and make it pop on you. Because I tell you, when it pop, see one pop on me this morning right this a while ago. And trust me, cornmeal porridge for some reason, when it burn you, it come like it 10 times hotter than when you get burned from just even water. It's very hot. Very, very hot. So very, very hot. Very, very hot thing. So you don't want to play around with that. So that's what's going on. So ever so often you get a stir when you reach this level because you don't know, you don't want if you start hard up because on a ton cornmeal you make cornmeal porridge, not ton cornmeal. So if a ton cornmeal, yeah, make no then ton cornmeal, you know, you make ton cornmeal, you know, a certain way till it get hard, you know. But this is not ton cornmeal. This is cornmeal porridge, and that's what it is.
So for those out there who are wishing to benefit from the $100,000 taken off their loan, that credit, they have to register. They have to register for the debt reset program by the portal.
So that's what I'm going.
And the payment will be applied to their account, and then they will be able to see that application on their statement. So they apply.
And what I do too, I add a little bit of sugar.
And in general, Cheryl, for persons who want to keep updated
a little bit
with,
more sugar in it,
their
just to
payments,
make a little bit more sweet
their statements in general. It's by the same portal.
than just the milk.
So it's portal.slbja.com.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. So they have to sign up there. Register. Right. Username and your password. And
Alright, so now
When the customers are applying for their loan,
boom.
they may have used a different email address. And so they may have some challenges. But what they need to do is to send us an email or call through or go to the office and so that our IT department is able to walk through with them and just to complete that process smoothly.
so I just what if they're out of country or something? Why they just can't reach out via
They can reach out they can reach out in terms of the telephone numbers that I would have given. And even also
I wanna not throw on a can, people. Try to wash out in a can before you throw it out. The reason being, it becomes sticky. You know, so you wash out your can before you throw it in a garbage. It helps you also with roach and rat. You know, it helps eliminate roach and rat. Trust me. So definitely, it's a good practice. But it's looking good. Mega do know mega. I'll get some sugar. If you get some more sugar in this, so you don't want too sweet, need too much, but just put enough.
920355 or 8450331 or 5886484. Shirley, your final word.
And the whole beauty of it is, and so when you mix porridge, you do it in a circular motion, so you want to continue upon the same circular motion. So, yeah. And that's how you do it, you see.
Then they can now set up the star reduction order or a banker's order to service their account going forward and so
Director of Client Relations Management Services at United States. I'm going to take a break here on NTM. Household Pest Control Services, the pest control experts you can trust. Contact us at 876-338-6056. The time purchase fuel Household Pest Control Services is 823. Time Pharmacy has a wide variety of items from pharmaceuticals, cosmetics,
temperature by Fontana Pharmacy. It's all good inside is
26 degrees Celsius in capital city Kingston, 27 out west in Montego Bay, and in Mandeville, 20 degrees Celsius.
Data Protection Matters is brought to you by Design Privacy. We help you comply and build trust.
Think a privacy failure only costs a fine? Think again. Because the bill does not stop when the regulator writes a number on paper. That is only where the real damage starts. This is Data Protection Matters, powered by Design Privacy, and I'm your host, Chuko Emeka Cameron. Let's begin with the headline everyone knows. Fines, GDPR fines, regulatory penalties, public This is Data Protection Matters, powered by Design Privacy, and I'm your host, Chuko Emeka Cameron. Those make the news because they are dramatic, they are measurable, they are easy to quote. But for most businesses, the hidden cost of non-compliance is much bigger. Trust drops, customers leave, leaders get pulled into crisis mode. Recovering from broken confidence, that can take years. Think about it. A customer hears your company had a breach. Maybe no one stole their money. Maybe the situation was contained. But in their mind, one question takes over. Can I trust this company with my information? That question is expensive. Customer churn rises after serious data incident. Sales conversations get longer. Procurement teams ask tougher questions. Partnerships slow down. And inside the business, executives who should be building strategy are suddenly stuck in incident response meetings, legal reviews, staff updates, vendor calls, and emergency decisions. And there's another cost people rarely talk about enough. Internal hesitation. After a privacy incident, teams become cautious in all the wrong ways. Marketing slows. Product launches get delayed. Leadership becomes reactive instead of strategic. What started as a data protection issue starts affecting speed, confidence, and culture. So the real cost is not just changing reality. It's not a it's the confidence you don't dream. It is the time you never get back. Once people understand that, the question usually sounds like this. Alright, so what do you actually do about it? And that is where the business is stuck. They know privacy matters. They know the real risk is real.
So you're going to make a bubble people.
It's dangerous, but they do not know where to start, how to prioritize, or how to separate what is urgent from what it just looks urgent. That is why support matters. For many organizations, hiring a full-time data protection officer or DPO may not be realistic. Maybe the budget is not there. Maybe the business is going not yet at that scale. Maybe leadership knows they need expertise, but they do not need a full-time senior privacy hire sitting in-house every day. That is where DPO as a service comes in. And let's keep this practical. A DPO is not just a title. It is a function. It is guidance, oversight, accountability, and support. How does outsourced DPO support work? Step 1. The initial compliance audit. That is where the fog starts lifting. What data do you collect? Why? Where is it stored? Who has access? What vendors are involved? What notices are in place? What rights processes exist? Where are the obvious gaps? Step 2. Analysis and roadmap. This is where things start falling apart. These are the top 5 gaps. These are the quick wins. These are the periods. This is what comes first. Step 3. Ongoing monitoring and support. Because compliance is not a cleanup project you do once and forget. Laws change, systems
You just keep on one mix it, understand? And as you mix, then it become more and more easier.
And here's where a lot of organizations hit an important realization. It is one thing to know privacy matters. It's another thing to know exactly where your highest risks are hiding. That is why in our upcoming webinar, we are going to spend time on one of the most important practical tools in data protection, the Data Protection Impact Assessment, or DPIA. Because when a business learns how to identify high-risk data processing early, everything changes.
Okay, go on, Bubba. Bubba, we are Bubba. Bubba, we are Bubba. That's what it is. Bubba, we are Bubba, people. Bubba, we are Bubba. We not make no trouble. Bubba, we are Bubba. We just look the money.
DPIA helps you ask better questions. What data is being used? Who could be affected? What could go wrong? How serious would the impact be? And what safeguards should be in place before the problem moves
I'm
forward?
gonna show you what Jamaican eat with porridge. When we are drink with porridge, I show you what we use. You can't say I drink porridge and you know eat the Jamaican water crackers, you see? So them crackers are from Wappy Kill Felix. Excelsior water crackers. Boom. So then the way you use, you do your thing.
More AI, more scrutiny, more expectations. That's the direction of travel. And when those trends combine with more visibility into your own data processing, that is when organizations become off guard. Not always because they intend to ignore privacy. Sometimes simply because they never built a repeatable way to spot high-risk processing before the risk matured. When this is done from theory to something real. Picture tracking the picture of a mirror. Just what we can't get. But there was a real storm, the kind that wakes everybody up, the kind that turns. We should probably review this something into we need to act now. That became the turning point. First came the wake-up call.
So it'll get a little bit more thicker, people. So, you know, it'll cook down. So get a little bit more with body, you know. It'll get a little bit more body. And that's what you need. You need your porridge to have body and I want it to water, you know. You want your grains them to actually cook. And then you want, you don't want the water. You want the excessive water to suck out of it. So that's I go on with it.
So here's a takeaway. Non-compliance costs more than fines. Support does not have to mean full-time headcount. Do not wait for nearness. Do not wait for the complaint. Do not wait for the headline. And as I mentioned earlier, this is exactly why our next webinar is focused on a practical skill every organization needs. Conducting effective data protection impact assessments, identify and manage data protection risks before they become incidents. If you want to better understand your organization's data protection risk and gain practical tools to manage them effectively, this webinar is for you. We look forward to welcoming you and helping you take the next step towards stronger, more confident data protection practices. Register now at designprivacy.io. I am your host, Chuka Emeka Cameron. Enjoy the rest of the week.
Data Protection Matters was brought to you by Design Privacy. We help you comply and build trust. From the world to Jamaica, CFL delivers. Global reach, Caribbean reliability. Call 876-320-2263 or visit shipcfl.com. The time by CFL Jamaica is 8:32.
At the Commission of Strata Corporations, we're here to ensure strata living works for everyone. We monitor and regulate strata corporations. We maintain a register of these corporations. We facilitate dispute resolution between proprietors and corporations. We enforce the bylaws that keep your community running smoothly. Together, we're building stronger, more cooperative communities, one strata corporation at a time. Visit reb.gov.jm for more information.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Over a month ago, we invited you to be a part of something special, something different. And you know what? Over 500 of you said, all right, we're in. That means over 500 of you decided to move from just being a listener to being a part of the family. The Nationwide Family Club isn't just an idea anymore. It's real, it's growing, and it feels good.
And because family looks out for family, for the entire month of March, we're doing something extra. Every single week, one family club member will win a $25,000 supermarket voucher. That's 4 winners, 4 weeks, 4 real chances. Because when you stick with us, we believe you should feel it. Loyalty shouldn't just be appreciated, it should feel rewarded.
The Nationwide Family Club is where you, our listeners, come closer. Not just hearing the stories, but seeing how they're made. Not just listening to the voices, but connecting with the people behind them. In the Family Club, you get early access to documentaries, exclusive content on air, member-only conversations, birthday shout-outs, breaking news alerts, and depending on your tier, studio experiences and private live streams. That's not just regular radio. That's family access.
This isn't just a subscription. It's connection. It's community. It's saying, I support what you do, and I want to be closer to it. More content, more interactions, more behind the scenes, and no, more chances to win.
And if you've been watching from the sidelines, we've been saving a seat for you. Join today. Be a part of the first 1,000 family members. And this March, you could be one of 4 people walking away with a $25,000 supermarket voucher. Go to patreon.com/Nationwide News Network. The Nationwide Family Club. Closer than radio, stronger than ever, and growing with you, our family.
Welcome back to Nationwide this morning. Time for a healthier you. And this morning, the Kingston Public Hospital will host a health fair and blood drive, actually on Thursday, March 12th, starting at 9 a.m. at the Pharmacy Car Park in observance of World Kidney Day. The event aims to promote kidney health, raise awareness about chronic kidney disease, and to provide essential health services to the public. Joining me is nephrology resident at KPH and the Cosmos Queen of Jamaica, Dr. Kimon Young. Good morning, Dr. Young.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent. All right. I guess the proper place to start is the significance of World Kidney Day. But talk to me about that.
The significance of World Kidney Day is that it is a day that nephrologists or practitioners in nephrology all across the world stop to allow the public to learn more, to increase the health literacy around kidney awareness. Why do we do that? Our 2 kidneys, they are small organs, pea-shaped in size, but they have so many functions. They help to filter waste from our blood. They regulate fluid in our body. They control our blood pressure, and they also support our overall health. So small organs but massive responsibilities. Without our kidneys, toxins would stay in our body. And if you are somebody that you pass urine, your kidneys work, and that is why we want to talk about it. Also, kidney disease is on the rise. For every 7 adults, you have at least one person that doesn't know that they have chronic kidney disease. In World Kidney Day, World Kidney Week, we stop to let persons know how important our function for the kidneys are, as well as most of kidney disease, if not all, is preventable. You do not have to get kidney disease. How do we do that? We ensure that we have a healthy, balanced life, and we screen and detect it early so we can prevent your kidneys from failing.
Great. I guess most people would be familiar with kidney issues when they have a relative or someone they know who says they have to go to dialysis X number of times per week. What does the process of dialysis do to the kidney, and can the kidney ever return to optimal levels after a course of treatment?
Okay. Dialysis, for those who may not know, is a form of renal replacement therapy. The machines work in the same way the kidneys work in our body. So the machine helps to filter out the toxins, remove the excess waste, as well as to control the blood pressure. Can the kidneys recover after being on dialysis? It depends at what level we catch you at. There are some persons that they have acute kidney injury, so we start dialysis in the short term to be able to almost jumpstart the kidneys to work again. If that jumpstart works well, then you can be weaned off dialysis. If we catch you at the point where you have progressed and your chronic kidney disease to end-stage failure, most times you are on that for lifelong. But if you are able to get the form of renal replacement therapy in the modality of a transplant, there are some persons that once they get the transplant, they may not necessarily need to have dialysis for a period. So you'd have to be monitored by your nephrologist for that. So the process of dialysis is that you are attached to a machine. You will have an access. That might be what we call a fistula, which is a combination of 2 blood vessels in your hand, or you will have a catheter. It is a tube that is placed in one of the major central blood vessels. We attach the circuit to the access, whether the fistula or the catheter, and you're on the machine for about 3.5 to 4 hours. And then the blood is returned to you once your session is done. The nurses and the doctors will check you while you're on the machine. And ideally, you need dialysis 3 times for the week. But that is the process of dialysis. And that is, can you come off dialysis? It is case by case. It depends on when we catch you, and it depends on how well you perform as a patient on dialysis.
Yeah. How does a kidney not working at optimal levels affect just day-to-day life in terms of a person's ability to play, have fun, work to full on the optimal levels? Give me an idea of that.
The kidneys that are not working well, the first thing most persons will experience is changes in their urine or big lower back pain. So, for example, you will have less urine being produced, or you will have blood coming in your urine, or you will have foamy, frothy urine. Also, what can happen is that you realize your blood pressure is just not controlled well anymore. For some reason, you're taking your medication, but it's not going down, or your sugar is not being controlled well. And then when it's advanced, you get things like confusion. We can get twitching muscles. We can have loss of appetite. You can feel as if you're full quicker when you eat food. And you can also have swollen limbs if it is really bad. Because remember I explained that the kidneys help to filter out fluid.
Right.
If the kidneys are not working, you will retain the fluid. So you have swollen legs, You can also have shortness of breath, so you're blowing short, or you feel easily tired and fatigued. Or sometimes you can also feel your heart racing a little bit. So though that's how non-functioning kidneys will affect your day-to-day life. You have this sense of unwell, and then you just see progressive symptoms. But the quickest thing is uncontrolled blood pressure or sugar, vague tiredness, a lower back pain, and then any changes to your urine, specifically foamy, frothy urine.
All right, time enough to talk to us now about the health fair and the blood drive, Dr. Young, that's happening Thursday, March 12, 9 a.m. at the Pharmacy Car Park.
All right, so Kingston Public Hospital celebrates their 250th anniversary this year, and as such, they have allowed us to have a big health fair where we're going to be screening, and we're going to also have a blood drive. The kidneys are vital in terms of controlling our blood count, and actually, patients who are on dialysis, if they need a transfusion, they need fresh blood. They cannot get blood that is more than 7 days old. So we really do need blood to be donated for these patients. The health fair, we're going to have blood pressure checks. We're going to have sugar checks. We're going to check your cholesterol. We're going to check your uric acid, which is another electrolyte that we check when it comes on to kidney disease. And we also can check and get to know your numbers for kidneys as well while you're there. We will have demonstrations. We will show you what the machine looks like. We will show you what a fistula is. We will show you a different form of dialysis, what we call peritoneal, that's in your belly. We will show you as well dietary modifications that you can do. And we will show you exercises that are safe for kidney patients to do, as well as exercises you can do to prevent kidney disease. And that is, as you said, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at KPH. The Pharmacy Car Park, which is a car park located between Victoria Jubilee and KPH's entrance. It's bound to be good. It's bound to have games and activities and a lot of educational material where you can learn how to prevent kidney disease. Or if you have a family member and you have questions, we are there as a team to help you.
Excellent. I hope you get a strong turnout and that all participants benefit at the end of the event. Thank you this morning for your time.
All right, thank you. You have a good day.
All right. Nephrology resident at KPH and Cosmos, Queen of Jamaica, Dr. Kimon Young, Thursday, March 12, 2026. Yeah, Thursday coming, starting at 9 a.m. at the Pharmacy Car Park, Kingston Public Hospital, hosting a health fair and a blood drive in observance of World Kidney Day.
Decorate like a designer with BH Paints. The time brought to you by BH Paints is
8:46.
You look like love. If anybody ever did, you look like love. The kind that never.
Okay, people, it's time to turn it off. Yep, nice and have good body now. Have good body. So first, so I'm not gonna eat all right. I'm gonna throw off first, turn off your stove. So now I'm gonna throw off that there first. And then my plate now. I'm gonna throw mine in on my plate. That's it. Move my plate to the side. Take up this so it can cool down. And then you have to soak your pot. So you're done. Once you reach at the bottom and all of that. Never really use a cover yet, so you don't have to really do no crazy washing with that. But that, you fill up that make it soak. Then showing them how beautiful it actually is. So, see? Very nice. So boom. And now it comes so boom now. And the crackers. See people, not take much to cook for yourself. You gotta drop a couple crackers in your porridge. You know what I'm saying? Your water crackers, boom. People, I wanna say thank you for watching it with me. Until the next video, be safe.